Hello, this is Galen Martling. Today I'm here representing Unity Stamp Company. I have an open window card. It's a framed window card that has a really cute gnome in it, and it's a stamp kit by Unity Stamp Company. The kit is called Oops, Gnome You Didn't, and it's really sweet, and it has some fun sentiments in there. I just chose the Get Well sentiment for this card, and so I stamped onto a folded A2 size card, and I stamped right onto the front of the card. Once you fold it, you can stick it in a MISTI or a stamp positioner tool and stamp the gnome there and the sentiment. And then when you open it, it's sort of, it's a top fold card. And so it's long when you open it, and then it's just A2 size, 4.25 by 5.5 inches once folded. And so I have these nesting dies. They're by My Favorite Things, but squares, circles, or rectangles would work similar. You just take two dies that are sort of nesting dies, and you die cut onto a black piece of cardstock to get this frame. And so you'll get two pieces, but really what you're doing is creating a frame, and that's what I did to get this frame on the card. Now for the stamping, I stamped with Copic friendly ink, and I'm using Copic markers for the color. I have a light gray cardstock that I stamped onto, and the card base is that same light cardstock. It's by Simon Says Stamp, and it's Fog cardstock. The color is Fog. And so I'm using various colors of Copics here right onto that color cardstock. I listed them here and on my blog. And I just use a couple of 2 or 3 shades of each color family, and I just blend them in. Now, for instance, I started with an outline area of red, then I go in with a different shade of red to blend that towards the center, and then I come in with another really lighter shade to fill it in. So I do that similar for each section for the coloring. Color pencils or any other color medium would work fine. Watercolor would look good. Just make sure you stamp onto watercolor paper if you're going to use watercolor. And so I just continue with the coloring. This is going to be sort of an oval window, oval square, not an oval, a rounded square window here for this card. You can use an X-Acto knife if you don't have a die cutting machine, and use a ruler, and just be very careful if you're going to do that, or punches. If you have large punches, that works to get the window. And almost any image or stamping would work for the inside, or for this inside of the window part here. Now this little gnome is going to be placed on the inside of the card, and the frame will be open. It'll be an open window frame. And so I just test it out to make sure it fits, and then I use some flat double-sided tape and just place it right in that open area of the card. And I just place it in there, and I make sure it doesn't touch the edges. And then you see the frame just lifts right up, and the gnome stays right on the inside of the card. I made a reinforcement tab. I did 2 layers of this reinforcement tab on the top piece, this card front. I wanted to make sure that it stayed firm and it could stand up, and it does stand up on its own. And so I went ahead and did that and made sure that it's placed where I wanted and it's reinforced. And then I'm going to work with the frame now. I'm going to go ahead. This is after it's been die cut. I just layered 2 of those dies right onto that black cardstock. And you could see there that smaller area is what I'm going to use for the frame. But here I have an extra little die cut to use later on. And so I'm going to see if it fits and where I want to put it. I use a scrap piece of paper to add some adhesive to the back of that frame piece on the black cardstock. And I open the card up and try to place it very gently. And I'm going to put another piece of white cardstock underneath to catch any of that glue that might have overlapped there. And then once it's dry, it stays real nice. It doesn't attach to the back at all. You can see the gnome. And the get well sentiment, when you open it, the gnome is on the inside. I hope you like this and give it a try. Thanks so much for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and have a great day.